Hello everyone, welcome to season 10?
Is it?
Yes.
You normally keep track of
Oh my god.
seasons and episodes.
Yes, it is season 10. Season 10, episode 3
Yes.
of I See Bad Movies. I'm one of your hosts, Dave Keane, and I'm joined by... I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi Emma.
Hi, Johnny.
Obviously, if you're listening to the episode, you're going to know exactly what movie we are reviewing this episode. If you're listening to this episode, you're going to know what movie we're reviewing this episode. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also like to live dangerously.
Danger's my middle name.
Yes.
Allow myself to introduce myself.
Do you know what? I just had this idea. What if people are just listening to the episodes back to back and they're not looking at the names of the episodes?
Oh, so we do need to say it
So
then,
we
because
do
we had this
kind
whole
of-
conversation about they know what we're watching because it's on the episode.
Because it's on
But
the episode,
yeah, if
but
they
what
just
if it's just
binge listen,
yeah, they're
which
just gonna
is
be
anyone
like,
going to do that? But I don't know.
I don't know. If you binge listen to us, let us know
Yeah.
in the comments somewhere. some sort of social
In
media
between.
page.
Yeah, have a break
Yeah.
and comment.
Maybe comment it on your Facebook page. Make it like make the privacy global,
Yeah.
and we'll see if it just turns up and we see it. You never know. You could just find us
It's
on
a long
social
shot.
media. I See Bad Movies at Instagram, or I think we are still on Twitter.
Oh, okay.
But I
X,
really
it's called X, keep up.
But I really feel like we should actually just close down our account on there, because
Maybe.
I don't like being an account on there.
No.
To be honest with you, it's
Not now. Elon's got it.
yeah, it's a hive of scum and villainy, to be honest with
Yeah.
you. Anyway, that is not talking about the movie that we're watching, which is obviously The Room. If you haven't been living under a rock since 2003, the vanity project of, I think, the world's most mysterious movie maker, Tommy Wiseau. It's a bit of, to the layperson, it's a bit of a mystery where he got his money, and I went down a bit of a rabbit hole before tonight
Yeah.
to kind of find out where he got the money to make this.
Do I want to know where he got the money, or
there's
am
all
I better
sorts of
off
weird
being
things.
innocent?
A lot of people are saying he had an accident, and
Okay.
a lot of his money came from a settlement that he got from this car accident that he was in.
Right.
And a lot of people say he made a lot of his money from real estate. Apparently he owned a shopping mall and a
Okay.
jeans store inside a shopping mall as well. But he owned the shopping mall, so he would be paid rent,
Yeah.
etc., etc. So,
But how did he own the shopping mall in the first place?
well, I'm guessing this must
He'd
maybe
need
this was
money
money
to own a shopping
from
mall.
the
Oh, the car accident.
car accident, and he put it into
Okay.
real estate, which is, I think, a smart thing to
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
And then he made a movie and spent $6 million.
That wasn't so smart.
Spent $6 million.
And how
on
much
this
did he
movie.
lose?
I've got no idea, actually. I didn't look that up. I like to think that
$6 million.
$6 million whole dollars. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, absolutely. Did you know? You know the website Twitch,
Yes.
right? Of course you do.
Yeah.
Brody's probably made you very aware of Twitch, hasn't
Yep.
he, in his life, right? There is a Twitch channel. I don't know if it's still around, but there was a Twitch channel that I follow that just shows Tommy Wiseau movies and web TV shows.
Wait, how many
for
movies?
24 hours a day.
How many movies has he made?
He's made quite a few.
Oh, okay.
Quite a few. I mean,
I was only aware of this one.
I've seen 3 different movies of his.
Okay.
The Room, this one.
Yep.
We've seen it twice before.
I've watched it once before, haven't I?
I think we've watched it twice.
Why would we do that?
Because we watched it once on YouTube, because
Yeah.
we didn't have any access to it at all anywhere, couldn't get it anywhere. But YouTube was sans the sex scenes.
Yes.
And then somehow or other we watched it again, but with the actual scenes involved, because I remember very much commenting on the sex
This is
scenes.
just like Carousel, because we've watched that twice.
Yes.
And the first time we got the cut edition with no sex
Yes,
scene,
that's
and
right.
then when we watched it again, we were like, "What on God's green earth is going on? This was not included last time we watched
What the
it."
heck
That was a bit
is
of a shocker.
this? Yeah, it was a bit. And I think actually Duke the Unicorn gave her a shocker. To be honest, gave her the shocker. No, Dave, don't go there. Let's not get into those discussions. I'm trying to find. I just had The Room up a moment ago on a browser, and it's just completely gone. That's annoying. Let's get it back up. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll find out how much money it made or lost.
I'll look that up
in a
while
minute.
you.
And what I'll do is I'm going to go over the synopsis of the movie, because there might be some people out there who still have not seen the classic, probably the most famous bad movie of the 21st century, I would say.
Okay.
And I think it's been far too long for us to not have done this film.
Yeah, I think this was one of the. Was it? Am I right in thinking this is one of the first bad movies we watched just for fun?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I do you know what? I can't even remember if I reviewed this for 50p Movie Club.
Possibly.
And then was like, oh my God, Emma, you need to watch this movie. Possibly. Why can't I remember if I've reviewed it before? That's mad, isn't it? But then it was like 4 years, 5 years probably since I did it, if I did.
Okay, so it doesn't tell you how much he lost.
Oh, okay.
At the box office. It was a flop. It says it was a flop and it didn't recoup its production costs, so he did make a loss on it.
Okay.
But there was also a lawsuit because it was related to an unauthorized documentary about the film, and he was ordered to pay around $700,000 to the documentary makers because they made a documentary about it, and then he complained. But apparently they'd done nothing wrong. They just made a documentary about his movie.
Yeah.
Which you can't really sue somebody for that, can you?
No, I mean, I don't imagine you
make
could
a
sue them for
documentary.
defamation of character if they were saying anything
Well,
bad
it looks like
about
he
you,
lost and he had to pay $700,000 on that as well, so he's lost a lot of money on this.
Ouch. Ooh, that's painful. I just actually looked on IMDb.
Oh, hold on. This is saying that over time, though, it's made him 30 million
Yeah,
in revenue and 24 million in profit. So this is 2023.
Yeah.
So it's become a bit of a cult film, and it's made him money like over the years rather than at the time when it was released.
There's a cinema in Sydney, okay, that plays The Room once a month on a Wednesday night, and people come along and they bring spoons and everything. So in the movie, there's like a lot of these picture frames, and they didn't replace the pictures in the picture frames with any pictures, and the default picture in these picture frames were spoons.
Yeah.
So the audience come along and watch this, and they throw plastic spoons at the screen every time these picture frames come up. And I've been really lucky to have gone to Sydney for work twice.
Yeah.
But I was never there on the Wednesday night that this cinema played The Room. Otherwise, I would have absolutely 100% gone to that showing. Absolutely 100% gone to that. Anyway, this is not us going through the synopsis. Okay. So here we go. Here's the storyline for it. Johnny is living the American dream. He's got it all. A beautiful future wife named Lisa, a great friend in Mark, and a successful career as a banker in San Francisco. However, something is happening in his life right under his nose. Lisa is having an affair with Mark. What will happen when Johnny finds out? At a delicate point in his life, this turn of events may completely break Johnny for good. There. That's the synopsis or the storyline.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's not much of a storyline, is it, really?
It's not. It's a melodrama.
Most
ultimately.
movies have a bit more to them than just someone's having an affair and they find out, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of done to death in drama and in movies, isn't it?
It is a bit. I know. Find something new.
Yeah. Well, if you're going to do that, it's got to be more to the story than just your partner has an affair, you find out. Okay. But that's not really a whole movie, is it?
No. I mean, yeah, look, I get it. There are dramas that aren't like, big thrillers or anything. And, there are movies that are a slice of life. But you need more.
I'm also
need something like that
you
grabs
need
you more than just
you need more than just an affair. But also, I'm struggling to work out how he spent $6 million on this. It's literally in one room. And I can't, from memory, from when we watched it before, I can't think where he spent the money.
Well, I did a little bit of research.
Okay.
And I can't remember the exact details, but this film was shot on digital and 35 millimeter.
Oh, yes.
Right? So this had never been done before.
Yeah.
And they created a special rig that the two cameras could be set up on side by side, digital and 35 millimeter film.
Yeah.
Like standard film stock. Okay. But what Tommy Wiseau didn't realise is that to film digital and to film, you need different lighting setups because they're just different, right? I mean, I'm not an expert. That's what I read. Apparently, you need different lighting setups. So he did this, and all the footage that you see in the film is the 35 millimeter film stock. All the digital stuff completely
was no good.
No good.
So he was going to marry the two together.
Yes,
film and digital.
Because he wanted to be the first director in 2003, the first director who used digital and film together.
But what's the point of that?
Notoriety. He also paid to have this. So cinemas dropped this film quite quickly as well. Whatever limited release there was. But he also paid a particular cinema to keep it on for 2 full weeks so that it would be in the cinema long enough to be Oscar worthy.
I've just read that he called it Oscar bait originally, and then when he realised people were laughing at it, he remarketed it as a dark comedy. Well, it's, from what I remember, it's not funny.
No, it's definitely not.
So I don't see how it's a dark
comedy.
comedy.
Although he does laugh a lot in it.
Lisa.
It's just so, it just repeats that laugh.
But why does he laugh like that anyway?
Even in like, oh, you've got cancer.
Yeah, honestly, he just laughs at the most random things.
It's insane. Absolutely insane. I think people will study his acting for, weeks to come.
Days.
Hours to come.
Shall we flip a coin and see whether we're going to do good or bad?
With it because we're talking about this far too much. It doesn't help that we've seen it before as well.
No.
But let's
we are going into it with like an idea of what this movie is anyway, so that's always... I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing though, because sometimes we rewatch things and think, oh, actually, I didn't remember much of it.
Yeah.
And then other times I'm like, no, it's all...
There's a lot of this
all
film
still
I
there.
remember.
Yeah.
But I've seen it 3 times before at
least. And apparently I've seen it twice, so...
And you've clearly blocked one of those times.
I think I have, yeah.
Why did we watch it again?
I can't
We didn't
remember.
watch it. There's no way we went, let's watch it again for the sex scenes. There's no way we did that.
We didn't know about the sex scenes until we put it on, I don't think. I'm pretty sure it was like Carousel, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Because I think we did the same thing with Carousel where we went, this wasn't in it before.
Yes,
yeah.
Because there's no way we did it for that. And went,
no, we wouldn't have done it for that. No.
We definitely did watch it a second time, I'm sure we did. Because I remember being like,
are you sure you didn't watch it the first time with no sex scenes, and then when we watched it, it was the version with sex scenes?
Oh, maybe.
I think that might have been, because I don't think I've watched it
so
twice.
I've only seen it twice before.
So you might have done it
times.
for 50p Movie Club and then said to me, oh, let's watch this because it's awful. And then the version we had when the second time around we watched it
had all the scenes in it.
I think so, because I don't see why we would have watched it twice for fun.
That makes much more sense. Yeah, there's no way you're watching this film a second time for fun.
Not when there's so many other terrible movies on Prime.
Yeah. Right. Shall we... let me flip this coin because we've been chatting for ages.
Okay.
What do you reckon?
Good.
Oh, no.
Bad.
We're focusing on the bad.
Oh, there can't possibly be any bad in this.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Right. Shall we go and watch this film and stop yapping?
Yes.
Welcome back, Emma. Thoughts?
Yeah, it's just as bad as I remembered.
It really was, wasn't it? It doesn't get better. There were a few bits that I'd forgotten about completely, but as they happened, I was like, oh my God, yes. How did I forget this bit?
I mean, the sex scenes, I had blanked them from my mind.
Yeah.
Can we call them sex scenes? Oh, we'll explain later, but I don't know if you can class it as sex.
I don't know if you could class it.
It's not how you get pregnant anyway.
No, it's definitely not. Definitely not. Yeah, this is a strange film. There's a couple of subplots that just don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
I say a couple, there's several subplots that happen and then just, no. I mean, the drugs subplot.
Yeah. What's that all
the
about?
mother with cancer subplot.
Yeah.
That
I don't know.
disappeared. The couple who come round and have sex in Johnny and Lisa's house subplot disappears.
There's a lot. There was a lot of. What was the point of that?
Yeah.
There was a lot of that for this movie.
And I remember thinking that as the time went on and on. It's like, whoa, this.
It did feel long. It wasn't that long, was it?
It's not that long a film. I think it was
felt long.
An hour and 40 minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
If that.
It did feel longer.
Was it even an hour and 40 minutes? How long was it? Yeah, an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah.
It felt much longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, shall I go through the synopsis? So this whole synopsis, actually, I'm going to be entirely transparent here. This whole synopsis is actually coming from the Room wiki. Someone's written down kind of like the whole movie step by step by step. So
okay.
Let me run through this for us, because it will make this part go a little bit faster, I think. So in San Francisco, we have successful banker Johnny. He returns home from work and gifts his future wife, Lisa. I want to talk about the future wife thing a little bit.
Okay.
Just very quickly, people are absolutely certain that Tommy Wiseau has had some sort of run-in with the French at some point in his life.
Okay.
So much so that he refuses in this film to even use the word fiancé at all.
Oh, I think you told me this. Yeah.
It's always mentioned as future wife, future husband.
Mm.
Because he hates the French so much. There's a scene in this film where there's lots of scenes where he's throwing footballs around, but there's a scene where he's throwing a football around with Mark.
Yeah.
And he tackles Mark. But apparently that tackle wasn't meant to happen. He tackled Mark because he said something, the actor said something in French.
Oh.
And he tackled him to stop him talking because he didn't want it picked up by the mics.
Nothing was picked up by the mics. They dubbed it over, didn't they? It's ridiculous. I know. You're watching it like, why does it look like he's not actually saying? And it's because
maybe the
mics were no good, wasn't it? And they had to dub it over after.
Something, yeah.
They totally fucked up with the filming.
Maybe they were speaking in French and he was like, no, I'm not having it. Double them. Double them in English.
Yeah, maybe.
So he gives his future wife Lisa a red dress. She's grateful, okay, and immediately tries it on. Johnny's like, "Oh, you're so sexy, Lisa," and then we have this new character arrive called Denny, who's a young lad. Now, Johnny announces that he's going to go upstairs to take a nap. Wink, wink. Yeah. And Denny's asking if he can go upstairs too, which is just weird. Denny, this is a grown adult. Why when he says he's going upstairs for a nap, you're like, hey, can I come upstairs with you?
Yeah.
Chill out, dude. Chill out.
Back off.
Back off, Denny. Now, Johnny just laughs. And Lisa also announces that she wants to join Johnny, trying to hint to Denny that the two are going to go and have sex and that Denny should leave.
Mm.
Now, they go upstairs. Denny's still in the house.
Denny does not get the message. So when a couple are saying, oh, we're going to go upstairs and your friend's over. First of all, you don't go upstairs when your friends are over, but that's weird. But I don't think
you'd announce it as, oh, by the way, we're going to go upstairs.
Yeah.
I think you'd just be like...
Well, she was like, I'm going to join him, wasn't she? And he was like, can I come? And you're like, no, you weirdo. Yeah. And then he even follows them upstairs and they have to tell him again, go away.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
But also, I feel like he's quite a lot younger than them. It's a weird... They don't really explain...
Yeah, I know.
The friendships are very odd because no one seems to be of similar age. I know you can have friends of any age, but your friendship group tends to be people similar ages to you generally, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, a few years gap perhaps.
Yeah. But he seems a lot younger than them, and it's just weird how he just keeps coming over to their house all the time. Like I don't know. It seems quite often. I don't know what this film's set over, like how long a time period, but.
Yeah, you feel like it's supposed to be set over quite a long time, but the action makes it feel like it happens
just
quicker.
Days, yeah.
It
feels like it's just days, but then you don't know because they don't really.
There's no idea of passing.
There's no explanation of what sort of time of year it is, or because it's just set in this room.
Yeah. You
don't get seasons, and you don't get an idea of.
Maybe there's some sort of metaphor there.
I don't think so. I don't. I think they're going too deep. It's like with the J-Lo.
Yes.
Film, you were looking for explanations, and I was like, I think it is just surface level. I don't think it's very deep.
There's a deep going on, but you're absolutely right. Denny So Johnny and Lisa are upstairs having a pillow fight before sex, because that's what grown adults do.
Yeah.
I would
No
never
better
have
way
a
to get in the
pillow
mood.
fight nowadays, because pillows break, and then you're going to end up with stuffing all over the place. Then you've got to tidy it up. That's just a
Also,
mood
it's
killer.
not really a turn on, is it? Throwing pillows at each other before.
Hey, and also I get really competitive.
You end up knocking her out.
Yeah, you're like, whoop! Oh no!
She falls off the bed, hits her head.
The police will never believe this. Oh god!
Yeah.
And then there's me beating myself to death with a pillow.
Does seem weird.
Yeah.
Does seem a weird bit of foreplay, doesn't it?
It really does. But then Denny joins them, and he's like,
Yeah, but it's so weird.
and he's jumping
read
all
the
over
room,
the bed
Denny.
with them. Honestly.
I know, it's odd.
Oh, I don't get it. I just don't get it. It's so weird. But they kind of hint, Denny, have you got anything else to do? And
Yeah.
Denny's just not getting the hint.
It's almost like you need to say, Denny, piss off.
Yes. But
He's one of those people.
ultimately, Denny does finally get the hint and leaves them alone so he can go and do homework.
Yeah.
He's going to do homework.
So
which
he
tells you
is.
some idea
Yeah,
of his age.
so I feel like Johnny's quite a lot older than Lisa, isn't he?
Yes.
So she's what, 20s? Maybe
Easily
early
20s. Johnny's
20s?
40s.
40s. And this kid is at school. It's weird.
Yeah. Now, Johnny is apparently paying for Denny to go through school as well.
Why? So Denny's just a friend. He's not like her little brother or anything like that.
No relation. No relation at all. So then Johnny has sex with Lisa's belly button. Now, later, after this...
We will talk about the sex scene.
Yeah, I know. So after this, and it's just a very, very much just like a quick cut from a very, very long sex scene. A very long, unnecessary sex scene.
Unnecessarily long, because it's not actual sex.
No, it's not. So, whether it's the next day or a week later or whatever, Lisa's mother Claudette arrives, and Lisa's talking to her and confides in her that she doesn't love Johnny anymore. Claudette tries to convince Lisa to stay with Johnny because of his wealth and how much he loves Lisa, but Lisa just thinks that Johnny is absolutely boring. Claudette leaves. At this point as well, though, Claudette does tell... Is it this point that Claudette tells her that she's got... she's definitely got breast cancer? Is it this point, isn't it?
Is it straight away?
I think it is.
Might be, yeah.
It might be a little later, but there's not that many more scenes between just Lisa and her mother alone.
True.
Maybe it is later. I don't know. But that does happen at some point in the film. So anyway, Claudette leaves, but then Lisa instantly calls up Johnny's best friend, Mark. And she's like, hey, what are you doing? Why don't you come over? And we thought, they were already having an affair. Because she's like, hey, what are you doing? Come over.
Well, we weren't sure, were we, whether they were already in the affair, whether she was just trying to, or whether she just liked him, but then that becomes clear, doesn't it, when he comes over?
Yes, it does. So he does come over. Johnny's not home, and Lisa seduces Mark into having sex with her on the stairs, and not in the belly button. However, Mark does feel guilty about this after he's had sex.
He's
Mark
tearing
feels
himself
guilty.
apart afterwards, but I'm like,
He really
it's a bit late, mate. It's like, I shouldn't do this. This will upset Johnny and all that. It's like, you've just done it. You've already done it. There's no point sitting there having a conscience now.
Yeah, absolutely. He says
it's meant to be your best mate.
Yeah, he says, I feel really guilty. Johnny's my best friend, but I did enjoy it.
And I feel like he didn't really want to do it. If she wasn't so persistent, he wouldn't have done it, would he? He wasn't really that into it, I don't think. She was pushing for it a lot more.
This comes through later in the film. This comes through later.
But then it's like, if you're not really that into it anyway, and it's your best mate, it's quite easy to say no, isn't it? If you're not like... If you look at someone saying, don't really fancy you, and you're my best mate's girlfriend, it's quite an easy no.
This isn't an excuse. This is not excusing Mark for being like, yeah, okay, fine, I'll do it. Through conversations in the film, it seems like he's not particularly lucky in love.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, because there's a lot of talk later in the film about how was it with this girl that you were seeing? He's like, it wasn't really going anywhere, blah blah blah.
Oh, okay.
So, but that's not an excuse, you know.
No, but
I'm not getting any action. Oh well, my best friend.
I'll sleep with my best friend's girlfriend and then feel guilty about it later.
Sorry, best friend's future wife.
Sorry. Yeah, we can't say fiancé, can we?
Whoa. Careful, Tommy was always
fiancé. What if I say it 3 times and look in the mirror? Will he turn up?
Yes.
Yeah, nobody wants that. I won't try that.
Oh my god. Hey, we will get through this, honestly. Right. So then the next thing we see is Johnny going to a flower shop and he buys a dozen red roses for Lisa. He returns home and he tells Lisa that he doesn't get this promotion that he was promised at the bank. And the two of them have a pizza and Lisa convinces Johnny to have a drink. And Johnny doesn't normally drink, but he gets quite drunk.
Yeah.
We can tell how drunk they are.
This scene's quite funny.
Through, I guess we're going to talk about this scene.
Yeah, and there's a couple of lines. I'm pretty sure, as well,
yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of like costume going on as well with the drunkenness that is like, honestly, oh, you must be drunk, so you're dressing like this.
Yeah.
But then they have sex again whilst drunk. Now, Claudette visits Lisa once again, and Lisa tells her mother that Johnny got drunk last night, and she claims that he hit her. Now, Claudette is completely confused by this because Johnny just doesn't drink, but does believe that he hit Lisa. And despite this...
Even though she's got no marks on her anywhere.
I mean, you know, he could have hit her somewhere that's not visible. That's a possibility.
Mm.
Yeah. I do find it interesting, the demonization of Lisa as a character.
Yeah.
I find it interesting that as a woman, she's like the monster in this film. She's the bad person in this film. It's like, who hurt you, Johnny? Who hurt you?
Yeah.
What was her name? Was it Mummy?
Lisa!
Was it Mummy by any chance, Johnny? Yeah. Anyway, more on that later.
Mummy wasn't there.
But despite this, right, Claudette, Lisa's mother, is a monster herself.
Yeah.
She believes that Johnny has hit her daughter, but is still adamant that Lisa should stay with Johnny for the financial security.
I mean, if your daughter tells you that her partner's hit her, yeah, I guess you would believe her because it's your daughter.
Yeah.
So, and you wouldn't want to not believe her and then find out this guy, you know, she is in trouble. But the first thing I'll be saying to my daughter is, we're getting you out of there.
Yeah.
If you're with a violent guy, we are getting you out of there. Come
100%.
home, we're getting you out of there. Not, well, he might beat the shit out of you, but do you know what? He's loaded, so good luck.
Yeah.
Hope he doesn't beat you too much. Like, no.
Look, just get married and then get a divorce and take half of it.
No.
Is that the
Hopefully
idea
he doesn't
there?
kill you before you get out of it. I mean, come on.
Honestly. Oh, my God.
No.
Oh, was this written by a man? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was, yeah. So then we're suddenly introduced to two completely new characters, Mike and Michelle. They have not been in the film so far, but they do appear from this point onwards. They enter the apartment, and Michelle, and there's a little bit of flirtation between them, and then Michelle gives Mike a blowjob. But then Lisa and Claudette walk in on the two of them, and they get dressed and they leave, although Mike briefly returns to reclaim his underwear.
But Lisa's aware that they use her house, isn't she, for sex? Why haven't they got their own house they can have sex in?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Weird.
Maybe Mike and Michelle are having an affair and they need somewhere to go.
Yeah, but if if a friend said to me, "Can I come over to your house when you're not there and have sex?" I'd be like, "No, that's weird."
It is weird, isn't it?
Like,
It's so weird.
I don't want to clean up after you've had sex if you're on my sofa or in my bed, or no thanks.
Oh, no. Not without letting me join it. No.
And especially if it's an affair, I'd be like, "No, don't have an affair."
No,
I'm not gonna like enable it.
I'm not facilitating this bullshit. If you don't want a hotel room on your account because of your partner,
maybe don't have an affair.
Well, there we go. That makes a little bit more sense.
But yeah, who wants their house to be like
a den of iniquity?
A brothel.
Yeah.
No thanks.
No. Not me.
No.
So, yeah, Denny then shows up, but he leaves upon meeting Claudette. Lisa then reveals to her mother that Denny's a college student who Johnny wanted to adopt as well. But when Denny turned 18, Johnny bought him an apartment. Oh, I didn't realise he bought him an apartment in the same building as Johnny, and intends to pay for it until he graduates. So he's not paying for him to go through school. He's just...
Is it an apartment or is it a house though? Because it's got stairs, hasn't it? I know you can get like apartments with stairs, but it looks like a house from the outside as well.
And also, it's called The Room, and it clearly happens in several rooms.
Yeah.
I'm just nitpicking there.
Weird.
So Denny is playing basketball by himself on the rooftop when a prolific gangster, Chris R, approaches him. Denny says that he's been looking for him, and Chris R asks if Denny has his money. Denny tells Chris that he will have the money in 5 minutes, but Chris doesn't have 5 fucking minutes and pulls out a gun aimed at Denny's head. Chris begins repeatedly yelling, "Where's my fucking money, Denny?" Though Denny, I probably said that line better than Chris did in the movie.
Yeah,
there.
you did.
Yeah. Denny keeps insisting he doesn't have it, even though he said that he'd have it in 5 minutes. So, well, let's not nitpick. However, Johnny and Mark arrive in the nick of time and save Denny and wrestle the gun off this guy.
Yeah,
and
that's
take
so
him
brave.
to the police. Hey, we've got you. We're going to take you to the police now. Okay, and that's the end of that storyline.
Yeah, like what was the point of that?
But Claudette and Lisa also appear in this scene, apparently, and then they begin ganging up on Denny. At first, Denny tries to dismiss their worries by claiming that he just owes Chris money, but eventually admits that he bought some drugs from him, but things got mixed up, and he didn't mean for this to happen. Denny doesn't say how much money he owes or what drugs he bought, probably because, Tommy Wiseau didn't know what drugs to write into the script.
Yeah.
But it claims he doesn't have the drugs anymore. Denny screams for the two of them to stop ganging up on him, but Claudette says that it's about time someone ganged up on him. Oh, get you, Claudette. Claudette actually threatens to call the police on Denny, but Mark returns to intervene and walks away with her. Johnny also returns, and Denny apologises to him. The three, Denny, Johnny, and Lisa, leave the rooftop, and this scene is never brought up again throughout the entire rest of the movie. Johnny then takes a shower, and Lisa uses this as an opportunity to call Mark. Mark tries to dismiss Lisa's feelings for him, but Lisa keeps saying that she loves him. Now, in another scene that just randomly starts, Johnny then angrily storms onto the rooftop, throwing an empty water bottle on the floor as he claims that he did not hit Lisa, and it's not true, and it's bullshit, and he did not hit her, and he did not. He then says hi to Mark. There we go. Right. Who is also on the rooftop, just out there thinking. He's just on the rooftop thinking. So,
thinking, shall I sleep with my best friend's girlfriend again?
What has my life become?
Thinking, why of all places did we pick the stairs to do it on?
Yeah.
I want to talk about that. I want to talk about that later.
Yeah. The stairs look like a good idea. It looks like,
do they?
It looks like a good idea because it's like we couldn't wait to get upstairs.
But no.
But they're not a comfortable place, I imagine. So, anyway, where am I? Oh, I missed a bit. No, I didn't miss a bit. I just scrolled with my fingers without reading what I was reading out. Now, Mark tries to hint at Johnny that Lisa's being unfaithful to him in this scene, and he tells Johnny about a girl who had a dozen guys, and when one of them found out she was beaten so bad, she was sent to a hospital on Guerrero Street. Okay, fair enough. I mean, Guerrero Street, funnily enough, on this synopsis is a link. So it's like, if I click on there, Guerrero Street is a street in San Francisco. The Guerrero Street line was ad-libbed in by Mark's actor Greg Sestero. In real life, Tommy Wiseau lived in a condo on Guerrero Street. In real life, there aren't any hospitals on Guerrero Street. There you go. Okay. So Johnny laughs and remarks on what story that is. Johnny becomes suspicious of Mark, leading him to leave the rooftop as Denny enters. Denny asks Johnny about a movie that the two had planned to watch that night, and Johnny nonchalantly tells Denny, "Don't plan too much, because it may not come out right." What a pearl of wisdom. Just don't plan too much, it might not come out.
You never get anywhere by planning.
No, you
never
don't.
get anything done by planning.
So they then, this is the first scene where we see people playing catch with a football.
Yeah.
Denny then tells Johnny that he's in love with Lisa.
I don't believe he is in love with her. He barely wanted to sleep with her a little while ago, and now he's in love with her.
No, it's Denny.
Oh, Denny,
Mark.
Sorry. Mark. Yeah, I'm thinking Mark, aren't I?
Yeah. It's like...
Denny, I get, because he wanted to follow him upstairs and go in the bedroom with them, which is also, means that he likes Johnny, because he obviously wanted a threesome.
Yeah.
Unless he just wanted to see Lisa naked.
I think if Denny was there, I think Lisa's belly button would have had sex, and Johnny's belly button would have had sex as well.
Oh.
In fact, I think we'd have to rename it the Denny button.
Johnny's belly button would have lost its virginity.
It would have done.
Would have been deflowered. What is that line on Friends when she says about I can't remember what she says. Something about like being deflowered or giving someone a flower or something, and one of the other ones goes, "If you keep calling it that, no one's going to take it." It's like, yeah, true.
Oh God. Oh, I don't remember that line at all.
Yeah, it's in Friends. It's Rachel and Monica, I think, are talking when they have the flashbacks when they're like teenagers, they're doing prom and stuff, and Monica's overweight, isn't she, when she's younger? Yes. And she's saying something about it might be when she loses weight.
It's a problematic storyline. Here's just a funny thing, because this now thin woman used to be fat when she was younger.
Yeah, so now someone wants to take her virginity. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. It was fine.
It was the 90s.
It was a different time.
It was the 90s.
Yeah. Sorry, yes. I don't, yeah.
You had to be a size 8 in the 90s, by the way.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Because I remember, and I've seen TikToks about this as well more recently, but I remember like all the magazines and stuff used to get loads of like gossip magazines back then. And it would be like a celebrity, they'd have a picture of a celebrity sitting down and they'd be like a size 10.
Yeah.
Which is not, in the UK, that is like tiny. It's not,
it
is not overweight at all. And it would be like, so-and-so has piled on weight, or their belly rolls or whatever, like, and you're like, she's like a size 10.
And,
it was literally, you were fat if you were a size 12.
Everyone's belly does that when they sit down.
Yes. And it was also like, you're not obese if you're a size 12. But back then, it was like, that's what it was painted to us like as young girls. It was like, you have to be stick thin or you're overweight. Like, you're disgusting. That was how it was in the 90s. It was awful.
Yeah.
It was really bad.
I mean, I don't look at any of those kinds of magazines.
No.
Are they any better now?
I've never really bought magazines. When I was a teenager, I would sometimes get like some of the magazines, but I haven't bought any as an adult really, so I don't know. But those, the sorts of ones I mean, like the real, or like Just 17 and things like that were like aimed at teenagers. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you're aiming this at teenage girls. How many teenage girls have got eating disorders because all the celebrities they see are stick thin, or you're slagging them off, telling them they're fat, and when they were like a size over a size 10, you were fat basically.
Yeah, and I think those kinds of publications had such an impact on the psyche of a generation. Yeah, and I mean, it'd been going on for longer than that anyway. Yeah, but it seemed to just. I mean,
you imagine if you're like a bigger build, because let's face it, everyone naturally has a different build. So some girls or women with the best will in the world, if they're as skinny as they can be, if they're as lean as they can be, they're not going to be as small as some of their friends because they are physically bigger and taller and broader. So if you compare yourself to somebody who has got a tiny frame, you're just going to be always going to be thinking that you're overweight and too big, and it's just so dangerous, isn't it? But yeah, it's it was like that in the 90s. I remember it being like that.
Yeah, I mean, like I just didn't read anything like that, but even I was aware of it. Yeah. I think everyone was aware of it.
Yeah.
Not in a way of like, oh my God, this is terrible. At the time, it was, no, I mean, maybe that's not quite what I mean, but it was like aware that was the expected of people back then. You had to be small. You had to be tiny, You had to be tiny. You needed to look good in those low-rise jeans.
Oh yeah, they were all they were all in fashion.
There's no way. Oh my God, a muffin top.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah. It was one of those terrible times, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, because even the fashion was like, it was like little cropped boob tubes and things like that, and it was like you just had to be,
and not knocking people like who were the models at the time and that sort of thing, but the waif was that heroin chic look, that really skinny emaciated look was just so popular then.
I know, it was terrible, wasn't it?
God,
so unhealthy. So many girls probably were really unhealthy to get that thin as well.
Yeah, there was like the cabbage water diets and all that, wasn't there?
Oh yeah, drinking
cabbage water rather than having a meal or something. It's like
no, that's not good for you.
No, not good for you at all. So anyway,
hi
Mark. Moving on.
Lisa.
So Denny has told Johnny that he loves Lisa, but Johnny isn't judging Denny about this because he tells him that Lisa loves Denny too, as a human being.
Yeah.
So even Johnny's letting Denny down gently here. Lisa loves you too, as a human being.
Yeah.
So Lisa then confesses to Michelle, who was the person that came round for a quick blowy earlier, that she tells Michelle that she's cheating on Johnny with Mark. Now, Michelle is taken aback by this and attempts to discourage Lisa, who refuses to listen. Johnny walks in and tries to butt in, but Lisa tells him that it's just girl talk. Michelle leaves, and Johnny tells Lisa the truth, that he did not hit her, and Lisa opens up the possibility of changing her mind about the marriage. Johnny and Lisa argue, culminating in Johnny pushing Lisa on the couch. Sorry, the next word is screaming.
Oh.
On the scrouching, pushes Lisa on the couch, screaming that she is tearing him apart. The two shrug it off, telling each other not to worry about it.
Yeah, so you have like a screaming argument, and they're like, "Oh, don't worry about it."
I didn't hit you, but I'm going to throw you around.
Yeah, I'm going to show that I'm violent.
And then we're just going to forget about this, right?
Yeah. Don't tell anyone.
But you're telling me it's Lisa that's the baddie? Okay. I mean, you keep piling on Lisa, Tommy Wiseau. You keep piling on the female as the monster here. So the next day, Johnny meets Mike in the alley, and he tells Johnny about the tragedy of his lost underwear when he made out with Michelle. Johnny tells him that it's a part of life. Mark pushes Mike into a trash can. He absolutely shoves him so hard. Mark is there, and in just some sort of weird moment, just shoves him into a trash can really hard, and he ends up having to go to the hospital.
Why though? What's the point of that as well?
I know. It was just so weird. Like, a completely unnecessary thing. It's just, get this guy out the way. Okay. We don't need him in this scene anymore, so let's get rid of him. So later on, Johnny overhears a conversation between Lisa and Claudette, where Lisa admits to having sex with another person. Now he doesn't know it's Mark at this point.
Yeah.
Johnny's obviously offended, and taps the phone to a tape recorder, or taps the phone with a tape recorder. Okay.
Yeah.
To record all of Lisa's conversations. Johnny then chats with his psychologist friend Peter. Johnny tells Peter about his suspicions about Lisa's unfaithfulness. Peter, completely lost for words, he tells Johnny that he did not want to interfere in the relationship. Like, you're a friend. You're not interfering. Maybe
they're
just give
asking
him some
for
advice.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. So, but Johnny wants to give Lisa a second chance, but Peter, however, suggests that he confronts her. Mark enters and admits that he has a girl, but she's married. He doesn't want to talk about it because it's an awkward situation. Peter tells Johnny to be honest with Lisa and talk about his own feelings. Johnny also makes chicken noises at Peter for not wanting to go to Beta Breakers that year, which I don't know what that is. Okay, so Beta Breakers is an annual 12-kilometer foot race in San Francisco. The race begins near the San Francisco Bay, goes through the city, ending near the Pacific coast where breakers crash onto the beach. Oh, so Bay 2 Breakers. There you go. So that they all do the cheep, 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 cheep.
But have you ever had an adult make chicken noises at you when you haven't wanted to do something?
No,
me neither.
Never. It just doesn't happen, does it? No. So the next day, Johnny, Peter, Mark and Denny play football in tuxies for some strange reason. This ends in Peter getting injured, and Peter is not seen for the rest of the movie. There you go.
Again, what was the point of Peter?
Yeah. Denny also tells Lisa that he is worried about her relationship with Johnny, not knowing about her affair with Mark. Now, Johnny then gets a new client at the bank and has a coffee with Mark. The two talk about relationships, and Mark asks about the client. Johnny tells Mark that this is a confidential information, none of his business, averting the question by inquiring about Mark's sex life. Johnny leaves, agreeing to go for a jog with Mark that evening. Mark, however, has sex with Lisa again, and then goes for an awkward jog with Johnny, where they pass a football while simultaneously running.
Like you do.
As you do. Johnny later returns home and is greeted by all his friends at a surprise party. Johnny has a drink despite the fact that he doesn't drink, and Lisa sends everyone outside so she can make out with Mark. But Stephen, a new character, walks in on them and confronts the two. In the middle of the party, Johnny announces to everyone that Lisa is pregnant, though Lisa reveals to Michelle and Johnny's friend Stephen that she lied to Johnny about her pregnancy. Later, Lisa gets in a fight with Mark because Mark thinks that Lisa is pregnant with his baby. Lisa slaps Mark and Johnny gets involved, having a short fight with Mark. Eventually, Johnny fights with Mark again, finally catching on that Mark was having an affair with Lisa. Johnny said that he would kill Mark and break every bone in his body. Stephen and the others interfere, and Johnny hides in the bathroom, declaring he is fed up with this world. It's getting so dramatic now. After Lisa tells Johnny to come out, Johnny calls Lisa a bitch. Whoa.
Whoa, back off.
Whoa. This is
Chill
all
out,
getting
Johnny.
tense now. Johnny hears a conversation between Mark and Lisa because they have a suggestive conversation in front of Johnny. Johnny leaves the bathroom and plays the recording from when he tapped the phone. Johnny has a fight with Lisa and calls her a tramp for betraying him. After hearing Mark say, "I want your body," to Johnny, he throws the recorder in a fit of rage, letting out a primal scream. Lisa leaves Johnny, and Johnny continues his fit of rage, destroying various things in the house while having flashbacks of his memory with Lisa. He goes upstairs, feels Lisa's dress, moaning. He does a lot more than feel Lisa's dress. Before shooting himself in the mouth with Chrissy's gun, which he kept all along. Shortly after, Lisa, Mark and Denny discover his corpse. Ambulances and helicopters are heard coming as the film ends. And in the film, at the end of the film, Lisa's saying to Mark, "We can be together now." And Mark's like, "Absolutely fuck off."
Yeah.
No, you killed my best friend.
Lisa's not worth it either.
I think Mark is a little bit
Not.
like, I
not
didn't
worth
play any
killing
part in
someone.
this.
I think, yeah, I do think Mark's like, yeah, I didn't do anything wrong. But also, Lisa wasn't worth killing yourself over. I'm pretty sure he could have just moved on.
I think you could. I mean, that's what happens in the room. That is the room.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it didn't get an Oscar, you say?
No, I know. Why? Best screenplay? Best original
I mean,
screenplay?
the acting was top notch, so how it didn't
Best
get an
direction?
Oscar for that.
Cinematography?
Yeah.
You know? I mean, all those establishing shots of San Francisco.
Yeah. All the stock imagery.
Yeah. And nominated for Best Cinematography. Shutterstock. I couldn't remember the name.
It's insane how much stock imagery and that we get in these movies. It's insane, isn't it?
So
just like you've got to cut to another shot, or you've got to fill a gap in the movie. Stock
let's
footage.
Just go to stock footage. Let's just go to stock
Okay,
footage.
so we're talking about bad stuff, aren't we?
We are.
So what bad stuff did you have?
I've got bad lines, bad scene. God, bad line. But there's like bad actor as well, which I've not written down, but it's quite obvious. And bad location. And I've got a little bit of bad costume as well.
Okay. Yeah, I've got a couple of bad scenes.
Yeah.
Bad lines and location and actor.
Oh, I do also have bad
Oh, and
music.
special effects.
I do also have bad music.
Okay.
So where would you like to start?
Should we start with scene?
Yeah, why not? Let's go with bad scene. Go on, you can start.
So I've got a couple. I've got the first scene. So Lisa comes down in the dress that he bought her, and that's when Denny walks in.
Yeah.
And they say they're going upstairs, and we've already said Denny just does not get the message. He asks to come, and they say no, but he follows them up. I mean, read the room.
Oh,
no. And then they have to tell him to go, and then they have the first cringy sex scene. So you've already sort of said this, but so basically they do the pillow fight, and then then they just he's on top of her, isn't he?
Well, before that, he had brought home some roses for her.
Oh yeah, he's got the rose petals. He's thrown all over her face.
The rose petals all over the bed as well, which
seems
like a really romantic thing. But now afterwards, you just have to pick up.
And they're all stuck to their bodies as well. She's got them on her back and stuff when she gets up.
And they'll be all sort of ground into the material.
Yeah,
not a good idea.
So so when they actually get to the sex, he's on top of her.
Yeah.
But the way, obviously they're not really having sex. But what they've done is he's too far up her body. So he's kind of at a funny angle as well. So he's kind of almost like his bum's kind of resting on the bed rather than on her.
Yes.
And then his body's at a weird angle across her. And then he's kind of acting as if he's having sex, but he would be in her belly button if he was that high up. So that looks ridiculous because it's like,
really does.
so we just see his arse, don't we? And we're like, you're in the wrong place. That is not how you have sex. So
no wonder she's bored with him.
Well, yeah, we're like, yeah, she's clearly not satisfied with the sex life because you're in the wrong position.
But to be fair, she acts like she is.
Yeah,
you know, she fakes it well.
See, this is the thing, because later on she starts sleeping with Mark, and then she's like moaning that she doesn't want to be with Johnny anymore. But the night before she slept with him, it's like, well, don't keep sleeping with him.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they have this really weird sex where he's basically humping her belly button, and also on this scene, the continuity was nowhere to be seen. So her hair's up, then it's down, then it's up, then it's down. It's like that. Surely your hair was up to begin with, and then you took it down. You wouldn't then put it back up, would you? Like if you've taken it down because you've got a clip in your hair.
Don't want to get hair in the way.
You're not going to go, oh, hold on a minute, I've just got to put my hair back up. And then I'm going to take it back down again. Like,
no, you wouldn't. No.
Yeah. So
once it's down, it's down.
That was a bit silly, but it was just the whole thing was like just cringe.
There's a lot of repeated footage as well.
Yes.
In that scene, it's like, you could just have had a shorter scene here. You didn't have to show the same footage again.
And also, like you said earlier, the sex scene didn't need to be that long.
No.
You don't. We've said this so many times, but because we've had other movies where it's really cringy sex scenes.
Yeah.
You can allude to a couple going to bed together. They could have just said, "Oh, let's go upstairs," and we're adults. We know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
And then you could have them lying in bed afterwards having a conversation. You know they've had sex. You don't need to actually show the sex. I think it works in a drama where it's like a couple's having an affair or something. You have to see the chemistry and it's passionate, and you're like, oh, okay, I get it. Like they can't keep their hands off each other, and you see a bit of the sex, but you don't have to be there for that long watching a man hump someone's belly button.
This very much feels like I've written this and I'm directing it, and I'm writing in a sex scene with a 20-plus-year-old woman because I can.
Yeah, which smacks of Neil Breen, but also maybe just wants to show off his arse because he did like strutting around.
He did.
We
saw
naked.
His arse a lot.
Yeah.
We did see his arse a lot. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure we were so close to seeing little Tommy as well. We were very close in one scene. I was like, "Whoa, no."
I think I was writing notes at the time because you made a noise, and I was like, "Did they actually show?" And you was like, "No, but very nearly."
It was very close.
Like, "Oh, I'm glad I was looking at my phone at that point."
I was writing notes at that point as well.
I was quite relieved.
I don't know what's worse, almost seeing little Tommy or seeing Neil's two breens.
Neil and his breens.
Do you have any other bad scenes?
Yes.
Why, of course you do.
Yeah, the one on the rooftop where the guy's threatening Denny with the gun.
Oh yes.
It was just so pointless. Like you said, there's little sidelines, like little side stories that don't lead anywhere. So what is the point?
3-minute scene, cut, gone.
Yeah, and then you don't talk about it again.
But the only reason that scene is there, I've realised, is to introduce the gun for the end of the film.
Ah, okay.
But he could just be a gun owner.
Yeah, because it's America. I mean, people do own guns. It's not like over here where it's rare.
Exactly. You would just accept the fact that he had his own gun. Yeah. Oh, Johnny's got his own gun. They could even mention it somewhere in the film.
They could have a little scene where they have a conversation about he keeps it for protection or something, or because your friends are letting themselves into have sex. Yeah.
Even like you could with this Michelle and Mike character as well that came round. It could have been like they could have found the gun and go, "Oh my God, John's got a gun. We didn't know he had a gun," and then just leave it at that. But then you could also, that would mean you haven't have their scene because that could have gone. And
there's no detail, like you said, is there, like with this scene? So, and at one point, Lisa's mum, so Denny says he owes this guy some money.
Yes.
And she says, "What kind of money?" Dollars?
Dollar dues?
Yeah. I don't know if she means like, oh, what for? What do you owe him money for? Yeah. But yeah, the whole scene is pointless, really vague. Yeah. There's no detail whatsoever. And you're like, okay. And like you say, if they wanted to introduce the fact he's got a gun, I wouldn't have thought anything of it if he had a gun, because obviously we don't live in America, but from everything we see on TV, lots of people own guns.
Yeah.
It's quite common in America.
Yeah.
I mean, over here, I don't know anybody. Well, actually, I do know one person that owns a gun. But
everyone's packing
like,
around here.
But
Like
nobody
who?
really owns
Farmers?
a gun, do they? Like
Farmers'
mums.
No, I don't know anyone that owns a gun.
I know one person that owns a gun, and that's like
Air rifle or something.
a rifle, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like locked. You have to have it locked away, don't you, in a cabinet
Yeah,
and stuff
I know
over here.
someone whose dad used to do like hunting, I think.
Yeah,
But yeah, like,
but it's not a common thing, is it? You
No,
don't.
it's
You know,
not.
all your mates haven't got a gun in the house.
No,
Like it's
no,
not
no,
a
no.
common thing to own
No.
a gun.
I mean, I've
Yeah, it's just
fired a shotgun
Yeah.
for clay pigeon shooting.
Yeah, me
Like,
too,
You have
but
to
that's
go
it.
and do a particular.
you go and there's a guy
event.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a
yeah.
guy there that shows you how to
Yeah.
shoot it and watches you do it. It's not a free for
Do you
all,
know
is
what?
it?
I'm very glad of that fact. I'm just glad that there aren't just guns.
Oh, me too.
around,
Yeah, absolutely.
you know?
It's
Don't get
bad
me
enough
wrong.
that there's knives everywhere, isn't it? Let
Yeah.
alone guns as well.
Yeah, I mean, at least you can you at least you can run away from someone with a knife.
Yeah.
Someone with a gun, I'm not
yeah.
getting like 300 meters away.
No.
Or 200 meters away. I've got no idea about effective
Well, if you
ranges of
watch
guns.
The Day of the Jackal,
Oh yeah.
pretty far, some of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're
That's very
like
true.
specially made ones that are really
High-powered
expensive.
sniper
But
rifles. Yes.
yeah. Anyway, what scenes did you have?
Well, I had that scene as well. Denny being threatened by the drug dealer.
Yeah.
But specifically because at the end when he's being like chewed out by Claudette, the whingy. Oh, I'm so sorry, everyone. Oh my god, I'll never do it again. It's just so
So annoying.
I just want to punch him.
Yeah.
I want to punch Denny. I want to punch him
Do
so
you
hard in his face.
Want to punch Denny more than Helen from
Yeah.
Ghost of Body Retro?
I
Do
want to
you?
punch Denny more.
Yeah.
Denny's
True,
more
actually.
annoying than Helen
Yeah.
from our very first episode, Ghost of Body Rectory.
And how do you become friends with like a high schooler if you're adults as well? That's weird.
Yeah, that is weird. That is weird.
Because are you hanging around the school? Like, how, do you know their parents? What's the situation here?
What is the
'Cause
situation?
he's
What
old
is the
enough to be
sitch?
his dad.
Yeah, he is.
So why are you hanging around with this like teenager and buying him a place to live? And it's weird.
It's so weird. So weird indeed.
Why not
Right.
just write in a mate that's the same age?
Yeah. The only thing is that doesn't show Johnny's philanthropy of buying him an apartment
Yeah.
to put so that he can go through college.
Oh, is
but
it to make him look like a great guy? Is
yeah,
it? Yeah.
it is. It's all to make him look a great guy. However, you could also have somebody the same age who was maybe on hard times and
Yeah.
Johnny's helped him out.
I mean, I wouldn't say no if someone wanted to buy me a place.
If I win the lottery, Emma, I'll buy you a place.
Thanks.
But if I win £2.80, that
Yeah.
place ain't gonna happen. I can't even afford to pay you for the tea that you've made me all these years.
Bastard.
I know. Sorry. I do have another bad scene.
Okay.
Right. So this is Lisa. This is the scene where Lisa tells her mum that she doesn't love Johnny, and her mum is just like, "No, he's a good man. He's got a good job, and he's going to get this promotion. Just put up with it because he's a wonderful man."
Yeah.
With mothers like that, you don't need enemies, do you?
No.
Oh my god. I think it's just like, what the fuck? And there might be some people listening to this going, yeah, my mum was like that. Do you know, there are some bad mums out there. There's a lot of bad dads, there's a lot of bad mums out there, I'm sure. But it's just like, whoa, no wonder Lisa's the way Lisa is if this is her mother.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Not good. Do I have another bad scene? Yes, I do have another bad scene. Okay. So there's a part in the film where Peter works out that it's Mark that's sleeping with Lisa, and this is on the rooftop. Okay. Now Mark grabs him and dangles him pretty much over the ledge of the roof.
Oh yes.
Right? And Peter is very scared and looks very much like, I think I'm about to die here.
As you would if somebody was dangling over a rooftop. Yeah.
And then Mark lets him go. Not over the rooftop, but lets him go.
Yeah.
And he's like, whoa, okay, whoa. Let's never speak of this again. And they don't.
Yeah.
He just literally attempted murder.
There's
if
a
he
pattern
let go
here,
of
isn't
him, it would
there?
have been like manslaughter.
Well, it would have been murder, wouldn't it? Because if you hang somebody over a building, you know that there's a chance of death, don't you?
I don't think technically.
Oh,
I don't think
okay.
technically. I'm not
Well,
sure.
that's not intent.
I don't know. Because
I would argue that's
Mark
murder.
could argue, I didn't mean to kill him, I was just threatening him, but
Yeah.
accidentally let him go. So that I think any defence lawyer
Yeah.
worth their salt would argue for a reduced manslaughter sentence.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't know. I'm not a legal.
But there's a pattern here, and we've learned that it doesn't matter what you do to each other. You just move on.
Yeah.
Because you did the same with Lisa. Like, oh, you told everyone I hit you. I didn't. Oh, let's just forget it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you dangled me over a building and tried to kill me. Oh, let's just forget it.
We don't need to worry about this.
Yeah.
We don't need to worry about any of this anymore. Let's just move
He doesn't
on.
hold a grudge, does he? But
No, he doesn't.
you've got to give him that.
Maybe this is because Peter's a.
Maybe you should for some things,
yeah.
though.
Maybe it's because Peter's a psychiatrist, and he just instantly works out. Oh, Mark, you're clearly unhappy with the situation that's happening, and this is how you're taking it out on someone.
Yeah.
These are just you working through your feelings. This is good. This is progress.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. I really don't think so. Yeah. But yeah, that's what I've got down for bad scenes. I mean, there's a lot of bad scenes in this film.
All of them.
There's
yeah.
a lot. One slightly bad scene that leaks into bad costume for me, though, and you might have this down as well, is the scene where Johnny and Lisa get drunk. Have you got that down for costume or anything?
Yeah, but only something he says
Oh, okay.
when they're drunk.
Right. So if I talk about the scene, and
Yeah.
then you can lead into what he says.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So they do this thing where they get drunk. All right, they eat pizza, they drink whiskey, and then the very next thing we see is Johnny's shirt. He's got that kind of unbuttoned up incorrectly thing going on with his shirt.
Yes.
But Lisa has Johnny's tie tied around her head like Rambo.
Yeah, because she's drunk.
Because that's what you do. Honestly,
Aren't they? They're just a hoot, aren't they? Those two.
every time I get drunk, I tie a tie around my head and like.
Of course, otherwise you're not really having fun unless you do that.
No, you're not. I just think. You're so funny, Lisa.
Oh, Lisa.
Oh, Mark. Oh, fucking hell.
Okay, and in that scene,
Go on.
He's drunk, and so bear in mind they've been together 5 years, and he looks at her, and it's like it's only just occurred to him,
Yeah.
and he says, "You have nice legs, Lisa," and I'm like. You've been with her 5 years. Have you only just noticed her legs? You have sex all the time? Have you not seen her legs?
How did I forget that?
It was like it didn't sound like a compliment he gave her all the time. Like,
Yes.
I know obviously you say the same things to your partner. You might say like, "Oh, you're pretty," or like you might give the same compliments several times over.
Yeah.
But it was like it had just dawned on him, like, "Oh, you've got nice legs." Like he'd only seen them for the first time. It was just so weird, and it was the way you said it as well. It's like.
It really was.
This is such a weird relationship. There's no chemistry between those two at all.
No, there really isn't, is there? There's no no.
He also says to her the morning after they have sex, "Did you like last night?" And again, I'm like, you've been together 5 years. If you're having sex regularly, are you not, after 5 years, are you not at a place where you know what each other likes and you know each other are enjoying it?
Yeah, I know you would, wouldn't you?
Like, do you have to have that reassurance in the morning? And why are you leaving it to the morning? Why wouldn't you ask her afterwards, like, if you're that paranoid about it? I don't know. That just seemed like a weird thing to say as well.
It really does. Oh, so weird. So weird. Oh, dear. Yeah.
Did you have any bad lines?
Yeah, I got a few bad lines. I was just looking at one there and I can't remember who said it, but it's "leave your stupid thoughts in your pocket." I think it's Mark talking to Peter. When he's figured out that it's Lisa and that Mark is having an affair with Lisa. I get the feeling that it's then "leave your stupid thoughts in your pocket" when he's dangling over the roof.
Okay.
But I was just like, "leave your stupid thoughts in your pocket." I was desperately trying to look
Doesn't
up.
make any sense.
I was desperately trying to look up who said it there while you were talking, but yeah, I cannot find it, who it was that said it. Oh, okay, yeah, it is Mark. It is Mark. So this is what happens when. Okay, yeah. Leave your stupid. Yeah, it's Mark dangling Peter over the roof. I do have another bad line.
Yeah.
I've actually got a few more bad lines, to be honest. And it's Denny at the beginning of the film.
Okay.
When he's like, oh, hey, yeah, we're going to go upstairs. And he's like, can I come with you? And he's like, I'd just like to watch you guys.
Weirdo.
I mean, instant creep out. Instantly creepy, isn't it? And then I've got another bad line from Denny as well. Okay. So later in the film, Denny's talking to Lisa in a rare scene where it's just them alone. And he says to Lisa, you look lovely. Can I kiss you?
Well, clearly not, because I'm in a relationship and you're about 10.
What a fucking creep.
I know.
What a fucking creep. Like, Denny, get out of my house.
Stop trying to watch us have sex, you freak.
You're not 6'4". Your name's not Mark.
Yeah, not interested.
You don't look like you know your way around a belly button.
Not like Johnny does.
No, not like Johnny does. Not like my Johnny.
Yeah.
Oh, Johnny and his belly button. I've got more bad lines. I've got so many bad lines. So after the first time that Lisa has sex with Mark, and he's clearly like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened.
Yeah.
Lisa says to Mark, didn't you enjoy it? And Mark says, that's not the point. That's not the point. Yeah, I enjoyed it, but I'm feeling my
shouldn't
emotions.
have done. Yeah. But I shouldn't have enjoyed it.
Johnny told me that having sex with a lady is much like having sex with a belly button. And that wasn't sex with a belly button. What's going on? I just don't know. I've got another bad line. Okay. So this is Lisa's mum, Claudette.
Yep.
And again, this doesn't rear its head any way later in the film. Okay. Well, I got the results back. I definitely have breast cancer. Lisa's reply, don't worry about it. I'm sure it'll be fine.
And that's it. Conversation over.
Done.
That's the exact conversation you'd have with a loved one when they're telling you they've got cancer.
Yeah, it's the exact convo. In fact, that's the conversation I've had with everyone I know that's had cancer.
Should we just apply that logic to everything? Oh, I've lost my job. Don't worry about it. Oh, my boyfriend's broken up with me. Don't worry about it.
It'll be fine.
Oh, I've got this horrible terminal illness. Don't worry about it.
It'll be fine.
Like, I mean,
yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So she's also... So this is Lisa's character, though, isn't it? Because there's also when she's talking to her friends at the party and she's lied and says she's pregnant.
Yes.
And she says to her friends, there is no baby. And they're like, why did you say there was then?
That?
And she was like, I lied about that to make it more interesting. And you're like, but you stupid bitch, at some point he's going to expect a baby. You can't lie about pregnancy because when there's no baby, people know.
What happened to you at what age that stopped your mind developing past?
And also, we don't lie about these big things, do we?
Yeah, you don't, do you? If you remember a story I once told you.
Yes.
Because you're going to get found out.
Yeah.
Within a short period of time.
Very short period of time, yeah. Yeah, it's just bizarre.
Very strange. So then I have another bad line. So this is Lisa to Mark on the phone. I miss you. I keep thinking about your hands around my body. And
around her belly button.
I just put a little note against this. How big are his fucking hands?
Oh, yeah, because she didn't say arms, did she? She said,
body.
She said hands instead of arms, yeah.
Is it like, that's the best take we got? We know she said the wrong word,
but
we're just going to keep it as the best.
Yeah, we're on a time schedule. We've just got to go with it.
I know.
Yeah.
That's the last of my bad lines in a movie that is just peppered with terrible dialogue.
Yes, it is.
Terrible dialogue.
We could probably just read out the whole script, to be fair. I haven't got any good lines. No, we're not doing that, David.
Oh, come on. How good would that be?
People have to go and watch the movie.
But how good would that be? I know a lot of actors.
Script reading.
I know a lot of actors. We get a group of actors together
and
we do a script reading of the room.
Auditions for Johnny then, because who can do the best Johnny laugh?
Oh, I don't know if I wouldn't want to play Johnny. I think you play Johnny.
Lisa.
Could you say, Emma? Could you just say for us? I did not hit her. I did not.
I did not hit her. I did not. Is that the right accent? What am I going into? I'm going into
You're a little Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, I am, aren't I?
Yeah. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark. I'll be back.
Okay, auditions for Johnny.
That was a little bit more Werner Herzog.
Yeah.
Hello, I am Werner Herzog. Have I ever told you I work with a guy that sounds like that? Well, I don't work with him. He's like a big boss.
I think you might have done,
and
yeah.
he talks
Sounds
like
familiar.
that. He's like, hello, everyone. I am Hans.
Sounds
And
like
I
one
am
of the
going to be
Muppets.
walking you through these today. And it's like,
Wow.
he sounds like the harshest man alive, but he's actually really lovely. He's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, anyway. There you
He'd
go.
be a good dad though, wouldn't he? Because if he phones up your boyfriends, they'd be like shitting
Oh,
themselves.
my God, yeah.
Is he a big guy as well?
No, not necessarily. But if we did it, if I said the lines and he dubbed it over,
Yeah.
that could be good.
Yep.
Hello, Tom. That's my daughter's boyfriend. Hello, Tom. I hear my daughter's staying around your house again tonight. Would you like to expand on? You're sleeping on the sofa, yes. Fuck's sake. Oh dear. Anyway, this is not getting us talking about more bad shit.
Right, can we do location next?
Yes, absolutely.
We've kind of talked about it anyway, but
yeah.
my bad location was the stairs.
Oh, okay, very specifically.
Because, okay, you've talked this guy into having sex with, when she's having sex with Mark,
Yes.
you've talked this guy into having sex with you. He reluctantly did it. He wasn't really that up for it, but then he was like, oh, okay, whatever. Now, you've got a whole house to yourself.
Yeah.
It wasn't like she had to persuade him and talk him into this. It wasn't like just the throes of passion, just end up on the stairs. You can't make it up the stairs.
Yes, that's right.
It was, you had time to persuade him. So you also had time to, I mean, there was a sofa right there. You could go up to the bedroom. I
Maybe
do
the
think it's,
sofa is reserved for Mike and Michelle.
yeah. And then the bed is
the
their bed.
is their bed.
Which, I mean, I suppose they've got some morals then if they didn't do it in the bed.
Yeah.
But even the floor would be better than the stairs, surely.
Yeah.
Or an armchair or something.
But then you'd run the risk of carpet buns. And nobody wants carpet buns.
I mean, but the stairs.
Yeah.
It's like, must be the most uncomfortable place you can do it, surely.
The first time you have sex with someone, right, is not the time to be experimenting with weird places for sex.
I just think it'd be so uncomfortable.
It's just not. Like, everybody, maybe not everyone, but at some point, people are going to be like, oh, shall we try doing something in another room in the house?
Yeah.
That happens.
Yeah.
But
you still want some level of comfort.
The stairs are the last choice, I think.
No.
I think they're the last choice. I just don't think they're a comfortable position at all.
No.
Or a comfortable place, I should say.
Yeah.
Maybe the right position on the stairs. I don't know.
What position would you do on the stairs that would be comfortable, though?
I don't know. Doggy on top, normal. That's a quote from Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. We did all the positions. Doggy on top, normal.
Oh,
missionary. Yeah, come on.
I was going to say, because I was thinking of him on top, but she's on top. Normal.
I love the fact it's like we did all the positions.
All the positions he knows.
We did them all. Doggy on top, normal. There you go.
He's so underrated. People,
really
it's
is.
such a niche, like little following for him, but he's actually so funny, and I don't know how he's not more well known, because I don't think I know anybody else apart from you and Sinead that actually watch any of his stuff or have any of his books or anything.
Yeah. I walked into rehearsals the other day wearing my Garth Marenghi t-shirt, and someone went, "Oh, Garth Marenghi."
Yeah.
And one of the cast members, Catherine, who is my old English teacher, she taught me English A level as well. She was like, "Oh, his dad lives in Herne Bay."
Oh, okay.
Because he's from this area.
Yeah.
And that's why in one of the episodes, he's got these fans, battery-powered fans, to blow this mist from Scotland away.
Yeah.
That's an evil mist, of course. But the batteries pack in, and well, no, this is before it, and he says, "Oh, wait," and his colleague says to him, "Where do you get your batteries, Dag?" And he's like, "Oh, I get 20 batteries for £1 at Herne Bay Market."
Oh, okay.
And the batteries pack up on them. So yeah. But yeah, and it was like, oh my god, that is so close.
Yeah.
Apparently he's from this area. Yeah. Yeah. So there is a chance that we could just bump into Matthew Holness at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. You never know. And I'd love it. I would love it. I need to get a dark place tattoo. I think I've got so many ideas for tattoos, but I think a dark place tattoo has to happen. Like,
what are you doing? Just filling up your arms, or are you gonna go?
I'm gonna fill up my arms first because they're the most visible parts. And it's very, like, hey, everyone, look at me, I've got tattoos. And only when I run out of visible place am I gonna then start getting my face tattooed. No, no. Then I'll go to other places on my body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I tell you about when I was watching what is that tattoo program called? Is it Tattoo Fixers or something like that? Where people go in with awful tattoos and they do the cover-ups. And this guy had a girlfriend's name down one side of his neck, and he went and got a cover-up of this bloody great big, it was massive, scorpion. It was started on his face and went down his neck, right, to cover up his name. So he must have had the name quite big. He'd broken up with her. The next girlfriend he got the name on the other side of the neck. So he went on this show and they did another great big scorpion. The other side, so he had these massive great big scorpions down his neck, and they started on his face, so it was like on his cheeks. The tail was like on his cheeks and then went down his neck. And I was like, if you've had a great big tattoo of your girlfriend's name and then you've had a massive cover up and it's on your face and your neck, so you can't even hide that, maybe don't get the next girlfriend's name tattooed. Or if you really have to do something, get like something really discreet, like an initial somewhere small. Or but he'd done exactly the same thing again, and I just thought, you idiot.
I honestly don't understand getting people's names. Look, I understand you getting your kids' names or something. Yeah,
because they're always going to be kids, aren't they? Going to be your kids. But relationships
family members' names.
You can be with somebody 20 years and break up. Like, relationships do break up, so it's never a sure thing, is it really?
No, absolutely.
But yeah.
And what you're going to end up with, just a list of people's names as you go through?
Yeah, a list on your arm. Run out of
Christ.
space.
I don't have an arm long enough. No way. No, sadly. If you wrote them, lengthways down my arm, not as a list.
I don't know.
No, I don't get that. But yeah, anyway, what we got seriously sidetracked there.
Oh, we were on location.
Yes, location.
Also
so the stairs.
House, the stairs, just a stupid place to have sex, basically. Yeah. But the house itself, the shots of the outside of the house don't match. I don't think it makes sense in my head what it looked like from outside on the roof and inside. That house didn't seem the layout. Yes. So from the outside, it was like a garage underneath, and you'd have to go upstairs to get.
It looked like a kind of townhouse.
Yes.
But however, it's an apartment building.
It's people are coming in the front door on that level. They're not coming into a door and up the stairs, and so that didn't make sense. And then the rooftop didn't make sense to me either, because from the shot outside, it didn't look like there was a roof terrace.
I'm wondering if maybe.
So I don't know.
And I'm basing this on the movie Renfield. Okay.
Yeah.
So in that movie Renfield's character gets, it's not a big place, but it's like a small apartment, bedroom, sort of a studio place, but it's got a bedroom. Yeah. So like a 1-bed apartment with a kitchen, diner, lounge area, right? And in that, he's obviously in an apartment, but you enter the building and it's like an internal courtyard that you can go upstairs in, and there's different levels. Yeah. But the outside of that building, like I said, looked more like a townhouse, and it wouldn't support that kind of interior.
No.
So
it didn't look right.
Yeah, it didn't look right. It didn't match up with what was going on. And yeah, that was my bad location as well, because it didn't make sense.
No.
And even like when they go onto the roof, it's like this roof, again, from the outside shots of the house,
didn't look like there was a roof terrace, did it?
Like a connected townhouse.
Yeah.
But this roof on top of this building looks very much singular.
Oh, that's true, because I think we see the two sides of the edge, so it was terraced, so it wouldn't be. Yeah, so it didn't make any sense whatsoever.
Make any sense unless somehow that roof is, or that building is taller than the buildings next to it.
No, it wasn't. I think they're all the same. Yeah. From the outside, I don't think it was.
So yeah,
I'm calling bullshit on that shot of the outside.
That's it. Yeah. Emma has called bullshit on it, and that's the bottom. That's the bottom line.
That's it. Done.
There
bullshit.
Yeah, I had that down as my bad location as well. Right. So I've only got one more bad thing about this film. Bad music.
Okay. Go for it.
there was this kind of piccolo incidental music that played at some point into the film, and it was just so annoying.
Yeah, it was irritating.
Oh, I mean, that wasn't the way it went, but it was just absolutely fucking stop.
A lot of these bad movies, the music makes no sense to what we're watching.
No, it doesn't. The end music.
It's just irritating. Yeah.
We've just seen Johnny die.
Yeah.
Okay. We've seen his cheating future wife.
Cheating bitch. I just got to be dramatic.
Tramp.
Yeah, whore.
Not you. We've seen Denny crying over his body.
Yeah.
We've seen Mark realizing the error of his ways and how he betrayed his best friend. And then the end music over this film is like some sort of sexy R&B song.
It's
I mean, it's not sexy, but it's
but it doesn't
trying
make any
to
sense.
be. It's like
it's an odd choice.
You wouldn't. This song would not be out of place in an early 90s erotic thriller.
Yeah.
Late night on Sky Movies as a teenage boy. I mean, no. But it just, yeah.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
I feel like the music quite often doesn't make sense in these movies. I really do.
No, they don't. The only time when it did make sense was in Birdemic. Do you remember when they had that like song that when they went to this like they went on a date or they went for a weekend away or whatever? This was just before the bird attack. And they're in this place and there's like this guy playing music and it's
oh yes,
like,
when they have the date, the like 2-day date,
and they do that weird sort of dance thing going on.
Yeah, that was bizarre.
That's where it's made sense. But in the room, nah, that ain't making sense. None of this makes sense. Don't try to make it make sense. Have you got anything else bad?
Bad actors, but it's pretty much all of them. I mean, the acting is terrible all round, but the couple who used the house for sex,
oh my
Mike
God.
and Michelle. So the faces he pulls when she gives him a blowjob, it's like a gurning cartoon character.
To be honest, Emma, I'm not going to lie, that is the standard face.
Well, I've never seen it. Luckily
for
it would
you.
have put me right off.
Never doing that again.
Yeah, it was really odd. Like his face was almost like rubber, wasn't it? It was just like it's like Jim Carrey, like in his earlier, in like Ace Ventura and things like that. I mean, if anything's going to kill the mood, someone gurning like that.
But it's like it's someone doing a Jim Carrey in Pet Detective impersonation
on steroids,
who has never seen the movie.
Yeah,
but someone's described it to him.
Yeah, it was awful.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why I did it. And I don't know why they kept it in.
I'm doing it now, but I can guarantee you there's no one under this table. I'm pulling the face now.
It better not be. Yeah, and then I've just put down the mum, Lisa's mum, and Mark are just so wooden and monotone. It was painful to watch. And then Johnny, I think he's the worst. Yeah. There's literally no difference in his emotions. You wouldn't know if he's happy, angry, sad. He's just like the same. Yeah. No matter what.
He does get angry.
Yeah, but
there's
not really. There's no like real passion there, is there? It's kind of like
it's very
Lisa.
Yeah.
Like.
and he turns on a dime.
Yeah, it's just. It's so, and it was really irritating me. The dubbing was really irritating me because they dubbed over the lines and stuff. That was irritating me. But yeah, generally just really bad acting. And then the only other bad thing I had was special effects. When Mark hands Peter over the rooftop, it looks ridiculous. Oh, yes. Yeah. He's clearly not being hung over the building.
He clearly is not.
And that's clearly not a real rooftop. But it looked awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was all my bad stuff.
So what would you do to make this film better?
I would have more locations. I know it's called The Room, but
yes.
I mean, we go to the flower shop for 2 minutes.
We go to the flower shop. We go to a coffee shop. We go to
the rooftop.
Park, we go to an alleyway.
True, actually, yeah, but it's like seconds, isn't it? It's not like
seconds. Yes,
most of it is in this. Well, I say it's in the room. It's either in the living room or the bedroom, isn't it?
Well,
or the roof terrace, I suppose.
They call it the room,
but it's not the room.
It's not.
It's the house. Really,
like the title's got absolutely nothing to do with what's going on in this film.
Yeah,
nothing with what's going on.
And I'd also give it more storyline.
Yeah.
Someone having an affair and you finding out, that's not really enough.
When you say give it more storylines, though,
give it a storyline.
Yeah, a storyline. But what about all the subplots that?
Well,
go
do
on
something
that
with
don't go
them then.
anywhere
Yeah,
with them?
like if they're there, maybe explore those a little bit more and do something with those, because just finding out your partner's had an affair, and then I guess he kills himself. But it's not enough, is it, to make a movie?
No,
so
not.
yeah, what would you do?
So there's a scene in the film that I'm going to talk about on the flip side.
Okay.
Because I love the scene so much. Okay, it's the scene where he goes to the flower shop, and it's an exchange where he goes in, he buys flowers, and he leaves, and it is boom, 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 done, scene over. I would rewrite every single scene in this film to be exactly like that flower shop scene.
Concise, yeah.
Concise.
Yeah.
Bang, 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 done.
Yeah, don't drag it out. Don't be humping a belly button for hours.
Yep.
Just get the scene done. Only keep relevant stuff in. We don't need all these like odd little subplots that don't go anywhere.
Yeah, Mark, you don't need to hump her all the way up the stairs.
No.
Just pick one level and stay there. That's it. Yeah, and everything needs to be tighter. Everything needs to be quicker. People need to know their lines and not fuck up their lines.
Yeah.
And say the wrong thing.
Yeah.
And let it be kept in the film. Just tightness. Speed it up. This film could easily have half an hour taken off of it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It could be a lot shorter.
But all these subplots, I'm beginning to think, were they thrown in? I mean, some of them were thrown in, like the drug dealer scene to explain the gun later.
Yeah.
But like I said, you could have done that a different way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Mark and Michelle, get rid. You don't need that scene. You don't need that character. Just get rid.
Right.
I'm
struggling to see why they included that. Yeah. I feel like it was just every little thing like that was just filling time.
Yeah. Does your film need to be a certain length to be thought of as a full feature length movie?
Probably, there probably is a.
So he's
run time,
done a
I guess.
particular runtime, rather than
or maybe he had
a
mates
short
that
movie.
wanted parts in it, and he had to just make up certain parts
Does
for.
he
I
have
don't know.
friends?
Don't know.
Or are these people just acquaintances that he's gathered around?
Maybe he got a bit cocky one night and started offering people, yeah, you can have a part of my film, you can have a part of my film, and then thought, oh shit, I haven't got enough characters.
Oh, I wonder.
I'll have to add some people in.
I've never watched The Disaster Artist, the kind of movie about the making of The Room.
Yeah, maybe we should watch that.
Maybe you should.
As a special.
Yeah, but it's not. I don't know if it's a bad movie. The thing is, though, it's got James Franco in it,
Oh.
and he's a prick.
Yeah.
I don't like him.
Why has he got him in it?
He plays Tommy Wiseau.
Oh, it's like a.
Yeah, and his brother.
I see what you mean.
David Franco plays. Greg
I think you've told me about this
Sestero.
before. Yeah.
Yeah, but I've never watched it.
No.
And I've never watched it because of James Franco.
Yeah.
The man turns my stomach to almost the same degree as Tom Cruise.
Oh no.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Okay, so what are we scoring this movie?
Do you know what the mad thing is?
What?
This is the perfect bad movie. It is the perfect bad movie.
It is one of the worst movies we've ever watched.
It's the sort of film that I would happily watch again just for a laugh, because there's so many stupidly bad bits. Yes, it's boring. Yes, it goes on far too long. But every time I watch it, I'm just like, I'm entertained by how bad it is.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to give this film 4 out of 5.
Are you?
Yeah. It's not getting 5 out of 5 because there's still a lot of things in it that are just like, no, I can't forgive you for this. It needs to be shorter. It needs to be, you can get rid of this, get rid of that, blah, blah, blah. And I do have a bit of an issue with the fact that, like, Lisa's character is just evil bad for the sake of being bad for the film's sake. You know, she's just made out to be this awful person, which the character is an awful person, but I'm honestly like, oh, Tommy, why? Your character's so noble, so great, so wonderful.
Yeah.
You don't drink. You're philanthropic. You're well respected by everyone. You've got this beautiful young future wife to be, but she, for no reason, is just bored of you. Just bored.
Yeah.
And therefore,
but yet continues to have sex with him.
Yeah.
Even though she's like not interested at all.
And makes up this pregnancy story. Gets
I mean,
his best friend Mark
how he believes he got her
involved in
pregnant
this.
when he's been shagging her belly button, I don't know.
Well, clearly, no one's ever told him the buds in the
No one's
belly
ever shown him
buttons.
women's anatomy, have they?
No.
And explained. He's like, well, that looks like a hole.
Tommy Wiseau was too busy making movies to
Yeah.
to do sex ed.
Yeah.
Far too busy making movies. What would you score this movie?
See, I'm really torn with this one because I was going to give it 1 out of 5 because it's so boring.
Yeah.
But I do get that it's like, it is probably one of the worst movies we've watched. And this is, I see bad movies. And it is a really bad movie.
It is.
However, the bad movies that I like are the ones that are funny and have like, you know, like when we watch movies with a lot of deaths. I know this isn't the same. It's only got one death in it. But we watch a lot of kind of like bad horror and things like that. And, you know, they go silly with the special effects or the practical effects, and we get, you know, it makes me laugh, and it's just great. Like some of it is just so ridiculous that you're just like, that's amazing.
Yes.
This just really is boring.
It is.
It's terrible acting. It's a terrible plot. It's terribly like directed and shot, and everything's bad. So it is the absolute, you know, it is a bad movie. But I just was bored silly watching it.
Yeah. See, that's why I loved it.
I don't think.
But that's all the reasons why I loved it, because it's so bad. I'm not trying to like say you should be scoring this high.
Yeah.
I get your point.
I think when we've watched other movies, it's like, you know, we're cracking up a bit, so we're just like, that's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
That it's great. It's amazing. They just go so silly with it that you're like, amazing.
See, that's what I feel about this film. But I get it, because like he's trying to make a good film.
Yeah, he absolutely believed in it when he made it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And even afterwards was like, this is
thinks
Oscar
it's a
worthy.
masterpiece.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that adds to the hilarity for me, because it's actually just so awful.
Yeah.
There's so many poor choices in this film. There's so many weird lines, so many weird performances.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Tommy Wiseau a lot here as weird performances. Everyone's just doing what they can with a terrible script and their own poor acting skills. But yeah, I think that's the reason why I like it so much.
Oh, okay.
But I find it interesting that that's the reason why you
no,
don't
because
like it.
just because I think normally when I score them high, it's because it's funny or I mean, things like Snakes on a Plane.
Yes.
I know that we've argued that might actually be a good movie, but
the premise is
things
bad.
like Piranha, right?
Yeah.
When they're killing the snakes and the piranhas, they come up with all these like weird and wonderful ways to kill them. I just think it was brilliant. Like when the guy gets the propeller in the water and he's making like a piranha smoothie, and like on Snakes on the Plane, they chuck a snake in the microwave and just blitz it in the microwave and things like that. Or they've got like something on a stick, haven't they? Different things on a stick. And I was just like, this is what we want from a bad movie. Like it's just so silly and ridiculous, but it's just hilarious. But I struggled with this one to keep my concentration through it. It was, it's just too boring. That's my reason. I'm sticking to it.
There is apparently, if I told you the alternate ending of The Room.
Okay.
So Tommy actually dies at the end of the movie, but the ending was originally planned. Okay. There is a video of a reenactment of it, but there is a...
Well, so they didn't actually shoot it. This was an idea.
Yes. The Room... Let me try and find The Room alternate ending. But ultimately, if I remember correctly, the alternate ending of The Room was originally that instead of Tommy dying, it turns out that he's a vampire and... He rides off into the night sky in his car.
Okay, I would have given it 1.5 out of 5.
If that had been
possibly
the
a
actual
2.
ending. Now, that's what I heard that The Room ending was.
Oh, okay.
The alternate ending of The Room. But I can't find... There's a lot of movies called The Room. And it's...
So they never actually shot it?
Yes. So they didn't shoot it, but some people have made the
reenactment,
alternate reenactment, and there's a video on
YouTube?
Reddit.
Oh.
Which, if I remember, it's probably on YouTube. Yeah, it is on YouTube. It's just linked on Reddit. Of the alternate ending. But I don't know for definite if this is a joke or it's what was actually planned. But the video's like 3 minutes long. Oh no, that ending, I'm just scrolling through the video, the ending looks a little bit different to what actually happens or what I'd heard. So I don't know how much this alternate ending I'd been told is real or is a joke ending from what I heard. But I'd love to think that in his mind, Johnny is just like, I'm done here, and just rides off into the night sky in his car as a vampire.
Yeah,
that'd
bizarre.
be amazing.
Yeah.
But also, the more I say it, the more ridiculous it sounds.
It is ridiculous, but I probably would have preferred that ending because it was ridiculous.
And also, it's a bit of a happier ending, isn't it?
Yeah.
Johnny doesn't die.
Anyway.
Right, so what we're going to do, we're going to go and record all the good bits of the room, so it's going to be a very short episode. And so we'll all catch you over on the flip side. You might want to come over for this one. I know it's there's not a lot of good stuff in it, but I imagine there'll be a lot to talk about when it comes to the good stuff on the room. But yeah, it would be lovely to see you all come and join us over on the flip side. Where you can find us at www.patreon.com/ICBadMovies, and for the small price of $3 a month,
tiny,
you get access to all of our back catalogue of the flip side. You also get our main episodes released a day early when I don't forget. I did this the other week.
Oh.
I set it up to be released a day early on Patreon. I entered all the scheduled date stuff to release it on the Monday.
Yeah.
And I closed the browser down without hitting publish.
Oh, you buffoon.
Yeah, I know. What a fucking idiot. I know. But normally you'll get the main episode a day early on the Patreon. So yeah, it's I think that's kind of a deal.
David, you're tearing me apart.
I did not publish it. I did not. Oh, hi, schedule. Anyway, we're going to go record that. Thank you very much for listening. It's goodbye from me.
Bye, Lisa.